One life, one love, one fish. We will change the world.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute. We are here. We have updates. Let's get into it. Over the past couple of weeks, we haven't shown a lot of the step-by-step on camera, but a ton of real progress has been happening behind the scenes. Between working around everyone's schedules and getting the right materials in place, we've been steadily pushing the Gen 3 Unicorn closer to completion. All the PVC grow tubes are now drilled and mounted, the fish are in the tank, and the first vegetables are already going in. What you're about to see is the result of all that work finally coming together.
One fish will make the world a better place. One love.
All right.
One life. One fish will make the world a better place. One love.
Another adjustment we made during the build was the power strategy. The original concept was to run these systems completely on solar, but after doing a full cost-benefit analysis, it became clear that for farms located inside the city, grid power is the more practical option. Instead of investing in a large solar array, battery storage, and charge control equipment, we switched to highly efficient AC pumps and optimized the entire system for low electrical demand. In the end, the farm only costs about the equivalent of $15 per month to operate. At that rate, a full solar installation would take roughly 7.5 years just to break even. From both an engineering and economic standpoint, running directly on grid power simply makes more sense for this type of urban installation. Alright guys, I'm going to take you over to the filtration area. We've got it all up and running. We have the SLO out of the tank into the first barrel, into the biofilter number 1. Biofilter number 2, and down into the settling tank where the fresh water gets pumped back into the tank and into the vegetable area, the grow tubes. These vegetables here that we ordered were started in soil.
but the ones that we're going to be growing here in the rafts will be rock wool, and they'll go from the raft into the grow tubes. I built this little manifold here. So each tube can be adjusted individually. Then we've got the exit manifolds over here. With these exit manifolds, we can also control the height of the water in the tube as well. So if we need more of a drain with a lower flow, we can tilt this exit pipe down. If we need a little bit more water, a little bit of a higher water, we can tilt them up a bit. But we can also do that over here as well through this manifold. So we have two ways to adjust the water. Today we have an exclusive interview with my good friend Solomon, and he is who we built the fish farm for at his church. So Solomon, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, Swadee Khab. My name is Solomon Stewart. I'm 32 years old, living in Thailand, doing full-time ministry. Parents working in the church, and I'm helping. So, yeah, that's who I am and what I'm doing.
How long ago did you guys start this church?
So, the family church was started in 2010. It was in our house. We had a few people, and it just grew.
Okay. What are some of the main struggles that this church is struggling with currently?
Okay. There's so many struggles. You know, things are quite easy going, and there's problems here and there, but the main one that seems to be something that we're looking forward to getting on top of is finances. To be able to have enough finances to pay for rent and maintenance, stuff like that, to keep maintaining the church.
Awesome. Okay. So what does this church mean to the people in this community, and how does it impact their daily lives?
Well, this church is in a small community in Soi Siam Country Club, but we have other small churches all around Pattaya as well. So we're calling them centers to help the community with food, morale, life lessons, or encouraging people. It's not really just religious focus, but more of encouraging the people in the communities. People go through rough, hard times. We try to supply them with food if we can, stuff like that. And that's how we impact the community, not just with teachings, but with actual help.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And in case you guys missed it, a few videos ago, Solomon and I did a video, and it's no coincidence that we ended up meeting and building this fish farm together. It's quite a story, actually, how we met. Solomon wasn't even supposed to be at a location that I ended up being there, but by chance he ended up going, and I showed him some pictures, and because he spoke English, it worked out really well. And I just said, I'm here in Thailand, and my dream is to build fish farms for orphanages and communities of people in need. And he basically explained to me how he was visualizing building fish farms and aquaponic systems, and from that moment we just hit it off. And 2 weeks later, I'm behind the church here, and we're building a fish farm. So, was it meant to be? I think absolutely. So, when you first heard about me building this fish farm, what did it mean to you and the church?
Well, to be honest, I was just super happy to get started on this project. I was more happy for myself than the church. But it definitely, this fish farm is going to benefit the church, benefit my family, benefit church people in the family of, the church committee and stuff like that. Because, we will be able to supply with food and fish. But the goal is to get to also be able to supply income that will sustain the farm and make money for the rent. So that was all going through my head that first time, and I was super excited, but mostly for myself because I really wanted to just build one of these. So
Right.
yeah.
So I think we figured out if we could turn over, let's say 3 separate grow systems per year, maybe even 4. And if we can turn over at least 30,000 baht every 4 months, that's incredible.
Yeah.
If you
When I talk about the cycle of the system, there are really 2 rhythms happening at the same time. The fish themselves run on about a 3.5 to 4 month growth cycle. We start with small fingerlings, allow them to grow through the system, and after roughly 4 months, they reach market size and are harvested. That harvest then resets the fish side of the system, and the next group of fingerlings begins the cycle again. At the same time, the vegetables operate on a weekly harvest rotation. The grow area is divided into 4 sections, and each week we harvest 1 section of leafy greens. The following week, we move to the next section, then the third, then the fourth. By the time we circle back to the first section again, those plants have fully regrown and are ready to harvest once more. This staggered system creates a continuous weekly yield of vegetables, generating steady income to cover fish feed and support local employment, while the larger 4-month fish harvest provides the major production cycle of the farm.
How many people do we want to try to employ off of this alone?
Depends on how many systems we build. Because right now we have 1.
Right.
And the people maintaining that 1 system is 2 people who are full-time in charge, taking care of the water, taking care of the fish, just always watching it. But the thing is, if it comes time to plant or to harvest, I'd like to get the church involved. And there'll be a lot of people involved in that.
Give the people a real good sense of community and achievement, and especially when they can come in on a Sunday. And every Sunday, this church supplies a meal after church for everybody here that's joined, and that's pretty amazing, to come together as a community and provide food. So, you never know who's eating and who hasn't.
Yeah.
And
That's
a lot
true.
of people don't speak up or anything. So, yeah, that's awesome. So how do you think this fish farm could change the future for the church and the families connected to it?
Well, like I said, 1, it will supply our needs as food-wise, because every Sunday we have a meal. We have food for our church comers. Everybody comes after the service. We all eat together and fellowship together. So that 1, it will supply food for that table, and 2, it can supply income for the church, which is rent. We have rent this building, electricity costs, and stuff like that. So to cover some expenses, and that'll be something that we're looking forward to getting done. But also in the way of building community as well. When we have all the church members come together, working together, being a part of the farm, being a part of the, making the food, and getting some food to take home, it's gonna be something that's so great. It doesn't matter where you're from, what color is your skin, what's your religious background or beliefs, where you stand in politics. Doesn't matter. Everybody needs to eat, and food is something that can unite anybody. Right? That's why I love food. But food is something that's just so great that we share common things and uncommon things. So that's the beginning of community is food, I think, and that's one of the things anyway. So, but that's what One Fish is answering so many questions, fixing so many problems,
Right.
not just the food, not just the finances, but community as well. You know, not just hunger problems,
Right.
but that's what really is. I want the viewers to watch the videos so they understand what we're doing, what you're doing, not just in Thailand, but you want to start in other places.
Right.
Food is important. Everybody needs to eat, and what better way is to do with One Fish?
Right. You see, anybody can just show up and make a donation and drive away, and no one knows how long that donation is going to last. And if you continuously just make donations, you're not really helping the problem at all. If you can provide the community with a fish farm or anything else that's basically regenerative,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You're literally changing their life. You're fixing a problem, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, obviously the dream is to build these all over the world for any community that is in need. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. The dream is to feed you not once, but forever.
yeah,
You know, off a sustainable solution.
Yeah.
And when I created One Fish, you know, we're still at the beginning stages now, but that was the goal. I couldn't continue to drive to these orphanages and just spend all of my money making a donation, because when I drove away, I knew that that amount of food was only going to last so long, and there were 300 children there. So I had to try to think of an idea of how my donation could go so much further than just a couple bags of rice, right? Because if I would have been out of money instantly if I just went to every orphanage and said, "Here's 100 bags of rice,"
Yeah.
you know. So that's basically where the idea.
it's a good thing, but it's not the right thing.
Right, and don't get me wrong, man. By all means, make donations, because
Yeah.
you know, people still need donations, and
Oh, yeah.
until a few weeks into this system, we're not going to be able to eat from it anyways.
Yeah.
So we still do need a little bit of donations to get you to the point where it's, you know, sustainable. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and come and join me in a couple days, or sorry, a couple weeks. We'll have an update of the Gen 3 Unicorn, and I'll be able to show you guys what it's done in the last couple weeks. So stay tuned for that.
One life, one love, one fish. We will change the world.